Welcome to the Get Over Yourself podcast. This is author and athlete Brad Kearns discovering ways to be healthy, fit, and happy in hectic, high-stress modern life. So let's slow down and take a deep breath, take a cold plunge, and expertly balance that competitive intensity with an appreciation of the journey. That's the theme of the show. Here we go. Let us give thanks to the show sponsors. These are great products and services. Check them out. It's so difficult to make the cut. AlmostHeaven.com for beautiful compact home use sauna kits. Ancestralsupplements.com for grass-fed organ meats in a capsule. Easy. DNAFit.com. Genetic testing delivering comprehensive diet and exercise recommendations. WildIdea.com. Grass-fed, sustainable buffalo, beyond organic, and the Primal Blueprint online multimedia mastery courses. I'm your host. Learn more at the links on my homepage, bradkearns.com. I also have a new button called Shopping with Brad for other cool stuff at bradkearns.com. And here we go with the show. Men and women experience stress, love, and success in different ways, as if through different filters. That's why hormone balance is essential. If you don't balance male and female hormones, you spike stress hormones. Be accountable for your actions, man. Otherwise, you land in the victim role. Look at your responsibility and your contribution to relationship conflict rather than always blaming. First, understand your primary genetic drive. Your main purpose in life is to make a difference and be appreciated for it. This is Brad. I want to tell you about my life-changing acquisition of a personal home-use sauna. I have a 6x6 barrel sauna in my backyard, ready-made heat therapy, a fabulous unit from Almost Heaven. Check out their website. You can very affordably order your own sauna for installation in your backyard or garage and have a sauna experience, the fabulous health benefits accruing from exposure to hot temperatures. Get that sweat going. These are beautiful, traditional dry barrel saunas where you splash the water on the rocks, go in there and relax. It's become a social centerpiece at my home. People traveling from far and wide to come check out the barrel sauna, turn the dial or set the timer and walk in to 200 degrees in the Caribbean seas. For some reason, people like to come to the sauna more than my cold tub. Go figure. Check out almostheaven.com and their beautiful natural wood designs, and pretty soon, surprisingly affordable, you will be in the home sauna business. A breather show to deconstruct the incredible message of Dr. John Gray, author of Beyond Mars and Venus, #1 best-selling relationship author of all time, one of the world's leading experts, a high-energy, high-intensity guy. What a fantastic show. Please go back and listen to it. It will be life-changing. This newest book, this masterpiece, 2017, Beyond Mars and Venus. Oh, what was so great about it is it went to the underpinnings of relationship conflict and the essential need to balance hormones, male and female hormones, the yin and yang, the starting point for all manner of relationship conflict when you ignore this. And we get hit with so much relationship expert advice. Here's what to do. Here's how to do these. Control your emotions. Do this, do that. But if your hormones are out of balance, it kind of goes to waste. So I love John Gray going to the heart of things. Here I am going to try to summarize everything. This is from listening to the 10-hour audiobook recording and then going through the wonderful experience of the interview for the show. Men and women experience stress, love, and success in different ways, as if through different filters. That's why hormone balance is essential. If you don't balance male and female hormones, you spike stress hormones and you feel tired and irritable and become your worst self in the relationship instead of your best self. I mean, really, why bother learning relationship skills if your hormones are off? Men and women are different, right? They need to sustain hormone levels that are 10 times that of their partner, right? So the male's dominant in testosterone. Estrogen is, of course, present, but the ratio of testosterone to estrogen is 20-1. Female is dominant to estrogen. Of course, testosterone is present and plays an important role, especially when females are trying to tone up and delay the aging process. They need that testosterone, but it's is it a 10 times to 1 balanced estrogen to testosterone? Okay, you get the point. So, by following the Mars and Venus rules, males and females can maintain hormone balance. The man wants testosterone building activities like sports and problem solving, going out in the garage to tinker with the car. Playing video games is a tremendous testosterone booster because you're trying to dominate and control your environment. John Gray talks about cave time was one of the centerpiece elements of the first book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And he says men have to figuratively go into their cave and chill and relax and solve a problem, watch a sporting event, go to the golf range and hit golf balls, have some buddies over to drink beer and watch Monday Night Football and speak in simple, short sentences. How's everything going? Wife's giving me a hard time. Okay, that's all cave time. And that serves an important purpose to nurture and regenerate testosterone levels. Totally different than what the female needs, which is the connection and going to book group and chitty-chatting all night long and talking through problems in great length, the stuff that males, generally speaking, don't like to do, but is critically important to balance female hormones and boost that estrogen that gets knocked down in the testosterone-dominant modern workplace. Okay, pause here if you want to get bent about these sweeping gender generalizations. John Gray makes the important point that this is patterns, and there are male dominant behaviors like problem solving, competition, and there are female dominant behaviors like nurturing and connecting in that way. He makes the point in his earlier books that same-sex couples, these insights still apply because we fall into these patterns, such as going to work and performing in a competitive workplace that you can call male dominant, and then connecting, nurturing, and talking and doing things that are characterized as female dominant. So onward we go with the insights. And what's interesting about the modern culture, progressive modern workplace, is, of course, it represents fantastic progress for the world from going back to the more traditional gender roles where the male was the breadwinner out in society and the female was the homemaker. So progress forward for society, but it does cause challenges because we get out of our natural hormone balance dating back to hunter-gatherer times, right? The males, the stronger physical specimens, went out there and hunted and tried to score the big game, and the females gathered and nurtured the children, right? Interesting insight about Norway, which is the highest level of workplace equality in the world. They have wonderful social policies like the males get paternity leave, all that kind of stuff. They also have a really high rate of divorce because they're trying to be equal across the board, equal with child rearing, equal in the workplace. And it sets up a inherent difficulty in achieving this hormone balance. Okay, here's some takeaways. Some emphatic advice from John Gray. Be accountable for your actions, man. Otherwise, you land in the victim role. Look at your responsibility and your contribution to relationship conflict rather than always blaming. Realize that we respond drastically differently to moderate external stressors. The males like to detach. That helps them to calmly analyze the situation to see how they can solve the problem. Females get a strong emotional reaction, an emotional spike. For example, when your partner forgets something at the store, what did Nicolas Cage forget in that classic scene in the fabulous movie Weatherman? What did he forget at the store that his wife begged him to get and reminded him over and over? It was tartar sauce, of course. Okay, so understand that males and females respond drastically differently. Don't tell your female partner to calm down. Ever. Bad idea. That's not what they need to hear at that point. They need love and support and understanding that is their programmed default response to moderate external stress. Females, don't expect to enroll your male partner in your emotional reaction. They need to detach and calmly analyze things when faced with moderate external stressors. That alone is a life-changing insight for couples. Thank you, John Gray. Most couples, unfortunately, get stuck in a pattern of she giving more and he giving less. That's when they fall out of hormone balance. The man retreats to his cave more often. He doesn't feel appreciated, so he stops giving. The female gives more and more and more. She becomes a martyr. Then she feels resentful. He feels unappreciated, and they lock into this very common relationship dynamic. Okay, males first this time. Here's your takeaways, man. Here's your marching orders to be the best you can be in a relationship. First, understand your primary genetic drive. Your main purpose in life is to make a difference and be appreciated for it. A man is happiest when his partner is happy. This is a symbol that he's made her happy and respected her needs, wishes, and desires. He's happy with his own success, but only when it's made a difference and has meaning to others. I guess only if people are clapping, right, when you score the touchdown in the stadium. Okay. Males, you do not need to complain or bitch and moan to your partner ever. If you come off as too sensitive and emotional and needy and demanding, she'll get turned off, man. She won't want any of that action. She wants your testosterone, man. She wants your A game. She wants someone who's going to solve problems and protect her. Those are her baseline hormonal genetic drives. Solve problems, protect her, keep her safe, and understand her. Understand that females want to be heard and understood. They require what John Gray calls Venus talk. I'll explain that shortly. So bullet point number 1, males never need to complain or bitch and moan to your partner. Don't act like a wussy boy. Understand that females want to be heard and understood. That's their basic primary drive. Males, you must never express anger towards your partner. Expressing anger is damaging to the relationship every time. What it does is it exacerbates testosterone estrogen imbalances. Instead, you go off into your cave. Quote, as long as you have a negative emotional charge, do not share your feelings. End quote. Whew. Can you imagine executing this assignment for the rest of your life? I'm just reading on the Medium today, Dr. David Caruso of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence says, quote, there are situations when spelling your guts may exacerbate negative emotions instead of assuage them. Whew. And then John Gray with his spicy follow-up, he says, guess what? Males will easily forget what they're angry about when matters are taken into the bedroom. Exactly what Mia Moore said on her show. Oh, mercy. Okay. Next bullet. When you don't take your cave time, when you don't bother to regenerate testosterone with male-dominant activities, suppression of the male side causes internal heat and overexpression of your female emotional side. Sharing and caring leads to more stress. And then you get a male who develops an exaggerated sense of entitlement and exaggerated needs. He turns into a complaining, bitchy, high maintenance, type of human rather than that desirable male who knows how to take his cave time, go off and do male testosterone nurturing activities, and then come back to the relationship bringing his best self. Earlier, one of the bullets I mentioned that females want to be heard and understood. They require Venus talk. So you have to give them Venus talk. What is that? That's when the male sits there and listens when females are venting after a tough day at work or a tough day out in the big bad world. When females are venting, they are connecting and they are rebuilding their estrogen, returning to estrogen dominance. It's very, very important to sit and listen and tell the female that she is heard and understood, instead of trying to solve their problems, as is such our common knee-jerk reaction when we hear someone venting and complaining. You instantly come up with a solution because that is your testosterone dominance kicking into gear. Males like to solve problems. That builds their testosterone. Females like to vent and build back their estrogen after an estrogen depleting day. They do not want to hear their problem solved. They just want you to listen. So the male's job with Venus talk time is to listen intently. Don't ever interrupt. Say things like, tell me more, and validate their complaints. Oh, there's some rules, Venus talk. It can't be about you. So the female is allowed to complain about anything and everything in their life, but never directed at you. That doesn't work for male-female hormone balance or for a winning relationship. So just like the male is not allowed to communicate when experiencing a negative emotional charge, females are allowed to vent freely to their supportive male partner, but it can't be about you. We can deal with that later. And then encourage the female to always end their discussion, their venting, with a positive statement or a statement of gratitude. And then your job at conclusion is to give them a hug. And then after the Venus talk is over, so you can imagine, here comes the female arriving home after a tough day's work. She wants to go off about what happened with Johnny and Jimmy and Billy and Reggie. And then after it's over, and I think there's a 5 or 10 minute maximum, John Gray said, you ask him to say something positive or express gratitude, give him a hug, and then the couple takes time apart after. The male has to retreat into his cave to regenerate testosterone after being involved in the Venus talk. Pretty awesome, huh? I'll bet you've realized this in real life. You've executed it unwittingly. It works well, right? After the female's venting for a while, you quietly go off and do a few sets of your bench press out in the garage. And then you come back, you feel okay. Okay, so that was the male assignments. In summary, you never need to complain, bitch, and moan to your partner. Otherwise, you become a little wussy boy, too sensitive and emotional, needy, demanding. The woman will get turned off. She wants your testosterone, man. Understanding that females want to be heard and understood and they need Venus talk. That's bullet number 2. Bullet number 3, males must never express anger toward their partner. And finally, you have to be sure that you take your cave time every day as much as you need it. Otherwise, you'll generate internal heat and overexpression of your female emotional side. No bueno. Here are the female takeaways. Understand that your main purpose in life is to give and receive love from happiness, gratitude, appreciation, and respect. That's what makes you tick. Remember, in contrast, the male's main purpose in life is to make a difference and be appreciated for it. Okay, bullet number 1 for females, understanding that the modern workplace is testosterone dominant. So the female is obligated to work very hard to balance her female side outside of her kick-ass workday. At home, she will take on more and more and get further exhausted because she's in that testosterone dominant mindset, right? She's been banging her to-do list all day at work, checking off the boxes, getting shit done, comes home, gets into the same mode with her cleaning to-do list, her home chores to-do list. But what she really needs is to be heard and appreciated, and take some me time, some time for self-care. Enjoy a show on the television. Go sit in the bath with the bubbles and the candles. Second bullet, the female's biggest stress today is getting too far out on her doing side and not enough on her feeling side. This is due to evolving cultural roles where females have ascended out of that strictly caretaker role. So here's the female assignment. Give males their cave time so they can rebuild their testosterone, watching a ball game, playing video games, tinkering with their cars, playing speed golf. The male will return to the relationship with intimacy and fresh enthusiasm. If you feel like something's wrong with your male, don't chase after him and ask what's wrong. Give him his cave time. Okay, let's cut it there, and this will be the male and female assignments and obligations for a winning relationship, Deconstructing the John Gray Show. And we'll do a second breather breakdown show about John Gray, where we talk about how we get into trouble and get out of balance with relationships, how to correct it, and some final summary thoughts. So keeping it in your head. Hopefully you honor your assignments, males and females. Go out there and make it work. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the show. We would love your feedback at getoveryourselfpodcast@gmail.com. And we would also love if you could leave a rating and a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. I know it's a hassle. You have to go to desktop iTunes, click on the tab that says ratings and reviews, and then click to rate the show anywhere from 5 to 5 stars. And it really helps spread the word so more people can find the show and get over themselves, because they need to. Thanks for doing it. Let's talk about ancestral supplements. If you're into ancestral health, primal paleo, keto, you know the importance of consuming these unique agents contained in bone marrow, in the nose to tail organ meats, liver, kidney, all that stuff, the great bone broth benefits. Well, how's it going? For me, since years ago when Dr. Kate Shanahan asserted the importance of these wonderful nutritional benefits that you can't get elsewhere, not too good. I don't know how to cook a liver or a kidney, but now your problems are solved forever when you go to ancestralsupplements.com, a wonderful company filled with people who are living the dream, walking their talk, and bottling up the purest, cleanest sources of grass-fed organ meats, kidney, liver, bone marrow, all in these wonderful capsules. I dump them in my smoothie every day. I'm healthy. I don't have to worry. It's an incredible dietary boost. And this is so different from swallowing a bunch of those synthetic vitamins in those giant bottles from the big box stores. Highly questionable health practice. This stuff is the real deal. Grass-fed organ meats, pure as can be. Ancestralsupplements.com.